two fellas from Kansas and a whatever from Indiana
are looking for the signs and into the stars for the perfect pair of motion pictures.
out there.
A couple of flicks, 3 corn-fed cinephiles, otherworldly connections.
This is the Midwestern Crop Circle Double Feature.
Yet another movie podcast. Hello, oh my God, what is that? Welcome to the Midwestern Crop Circle Double Feature, where sometimes the world is ending. And unfortunately, if the world ends right now, I'm stuck in Indiana. God knows we don't have anything in place to help us out. And, as always, hello?
Oh my God!
Do we have an unannounced guest?
I don't know. Holy shit! 1 second, talk.
It's
Anything-
Sandra Oh. She's here to talk about her movie last night.
Anything can happen on live TV.
Oh my God, Toby's freaking out. I'm freaking out. That was so... Hold on. Y'all, this is what podcasts are made for. Okay, the doorbell rang. What's somebody? Hold on.
What if it's Chip? He's come to inform you. This is how it starts.
I feel like, yeah, you have to keep all this. Now, people think it's like a bit, but there's really something happening.
Girl, it was Jehovah Witness.
Oh my God.
Hold up.
Wait, did anyone actually answer the door? Or?
Toby did.
Okay.
Where are the ads?
He made it back pretty quickly. Well done, Toby.
Brett said, well done, you got back fast. Did you shut the door on them?
Yeah, I'm like, well, where do you worship? Is it nothing?
You shut the door on Jehovah? That's what he witnessed. Anyway, we're back.
Where do you worship? My gay little altar. Mind your business.
That was the most bizarre thing. That's creepy.
Now they know where
I don't know how you go from that. I don't know how you go from there.
The timing was impeccable.
What were we talking about? We were doing introductions.
Yeah.
I was going to do this whole bit with Trump. It's over now. The moment's ruined.
Well, as I said, I'm Zay. I'm stuck in Indiana if the world ends. And with me, as always, it's Brett.
Hello.
It's Brett.
I'll be stuck in Kansas.
And it's Christian.
I guess I'm in Kansas. Like, I don't know.
thought about this. If this were to happen, I would rather be in a major metro. Like,
You
get me with the
think
first
so?
strike. Get me with the first
Oh,
strike.
oh
I don't
my
want to deal with a
God.
nuclear winter.
Fair
That
enough.
sounds awful.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
I'm much more likely to be taken out than you two. Not
Why you?
Indianapolis is a city.
Indianapolis.
Oh, that's true. Also, Brett, are you drinking a Michelob?
I am.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the healthier beer. Only 2.6 carbs, 95 calories.
Brett,
We're
we're
suddenly
not being
sponsored
paid
by
by
Michelob.
them.
Damn. Well, in that case, everybody.
We could be.
Shit. Oh, that's on me. Okay. Sponsored by Zero Sugar Mug Root Beer Mug. My family said, how many days has it been since you took a sip from that?
And I've got Poppy, the prebiotic soda.
Look at that. We all got a little something.
We should get them
Um,
to sponsor us, because then we could get Jean Smart on. She's like their spokesperson.
You're right.
God. So
Charlie
Brett,
XCX did something too. Sorry.
has our listenership gone up?
It certainly has.
We want to shout out some people for that.
Go for it.
Yeah, so like our listenership has gone up. So shout out to Rebecca, Madre, what's up? Israel, Pops. Maddie, hey girl. She don't know what movies we watch. And Sebastian, hey man. It's my family. So they've been listening like crazy. Sebastian really wants to be on here. I told him no guests. And I said that's Brett's fault. So,
Oh, no.
the fact that you had to take a drink of the Michelob to answer the next part of what you were saying, no drink.
I answered first.
You're nervous.
I'm
Oh,
just,
look,
you know.
someone's getting a little too big for their britches now and gonna start bossing us around.
They're boxing in my blood, okay?
This is
You know
true.
what's funny is I found a report card that said from 3rd grade, Christian's doing great. He just needs to learn how to stop bossing his friends around.
Oh my god.
I thought
And
you were going to say, like, he needs to stop punching people or something. Because you went straight from boxing to that, and I'm like, oh my God.
well, bossing,
Little
bossing
violent
people
Christian.
around. I think I had some issues, okay? It's a lot of therapy we're doing right now, so. Anyway, I was gonna do this whole Trump bit of like, are we talking about nuclear holocaust? It's gonna be great. It's gonna be huge. I'm here on this podcast. Great podcast. They're horrible people. Horrible people. But it's a great podcast nonetheless. But Jehovah's
pretty
Witness
good.
rumored it, so. Anyway, why are we here?
Today's May the 4th, by the way. Christian has let us know that tonight is the Met Gala.
So I'm wearing the fashion of the season, a Star Wars shirt. And I will be informing everybody of looks as they come through. So be prepared. Oh my god, I just saw one and it's ugly.
Who is it?
Heidi Klum shocks the Met Gala with transformation into a statue.
I like the concept, but her eyes freaked me out.
Right, why are they like cross-eyed?
That's a very Heidi Klum headline.
Well, that's the first one of the night, so.
I like Janelle Monáe's, but she always has a good look.
Anyway, we're here for Brett tonight.
Yes. Are we ready to dive in?
You told us, fuck you for making fun of me for talking about dodgeball. I'm gonna make you miserable.
Yes. Well, we talk about nuclear holocaust. My theme really is partially that, even though like last night we don't really know what
Sure.
is causing the end of the world, but I was thinking more so when I settled on these two reactions to discovering that the world is ending. And of course, I had not seen either of these movies, so I didn't know if that was going to be a sound thing or not. Having watched them, I think it is. So we'll get into both of them. First one up is from 1988's Miracle Mile, directed by Steve Jarnatt. I should have looked up how that's pronounced, but I did not. Not a director I'm familiar with. And in fact, I don't think he actually did many movies. I think he did some TV after this. And I looked, he hasn't directed anything in quite a while, if I remember correctly. But this was a script that he wrote and actually like kind of bounced around Hollywood for almost 10 years. And everybody was like, oh, this script is great. But studios were afraid to make it without changing the ending. Which reminds me, spoilers ahead. As we get into these movies, it's been years, but I don't think they're super popular movies. So if you want to check them out beforehand, go do that. Miracle Mile.
First of all, to my family who listens to this, as we well know, these movies can be found pretty much on Tubi or YouTube. So go there. If you don't know what these movies are about, go watch this, especially this one.
Yeah. So before getting into the plot, I was aware of this movie beforehand, but I really became aware of it when I was visiting LA a couple years ago because I went to the Academy Museum of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, and that is in the Miracle Mile neighborhood. So I think like at some point I maybe saw the Miracle Mile sign or knew I was in Miracle Mile, and I was like, oh, like there's a movie based on that, I think. And I looked it up, added it to my Letterboxd watch list. I just happened to stumble upon it, and I was like, hey, we should now finally watch that. Which is funny because, Christian, I noticed your reaction. the building that the Academy Museum is in now is heavily featured in this movie.
Yeah,
Back
so
when it
like
was like a department store.
when we were watching it, Toby looked up from his knitting and he's like, "Hey, we've been there." So yeah, it's like it's on that corner, and you know that's the building nowadays.
Yeah. And the first time it showed up, I thought it was going to be like the one time. And I was like, oh, like the Leo meme, like, oh, look at that. And it shows up like, I don't know, 8 different times in this movie. So it's very heavily featured. So pretty cool movie to see if you've been through that neighborhood. I do recommend it. It is kind of a museum district in LA for those who have never been. Yeah, cool for that reason. So it is very much an LA movie. But getting into what it's about. So the movie starts, and like in the beginning, you would probably think you're walking into a traditional romance. It kind of has this like feel of that sort where we have this guy who's played by Anthony Edwards. He is walking through a museum. I cannot remember. Oh, it's the La Brea Tar Pits. He's walking through the La Brea Tar Pits Museum, and he notices this woman who's played by Mare Winningham, and there's kind of an immediate spark there, and he's kind of trying to like impress her, and they meet, and they decide that they're going to spend the day together. It's not really totally explained what he is, but he seems to be like he's a trombone player in like a traveling music group. And so he gives this performance in the park, and she goes and watches, and he actually meets both of her grandparents who live there in LA, but are separated. Like they haven't spoken to each other in 15 years, even though they live in the same building. And the movie has a lot of kind of funny little quirks like that with the characters. But she is a waitress at a diner there on the square. It was like an actual, famous, renowned diner. And she has to go to work until midnight, and they decide, hey, we're going to meet up when you get off, because he has to go back to wherever he's from the next day. He's leaving town, but they want to spend whatever time they have together. And he feels like he has like truly fallen in love. Like he has found the one. And so he's really looking forward to this. But in the hotel he's staying at, there is a random electrical fire, and his alarm clock goes off. Movie was made in 1988. Would not work the same way today unless his phone battery died, I guess. But
no, it's also, I mean, it could be because some people don't hear their alarms go off for their phones.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Has it never happened to you? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it could happen today. But he wakes up. He thinks it's midnight. Turns out it's actually like 4 a.m. And he discovers this. He rushes to the diner, and they're like, oh, you messed up. She was here waiting on you. You messed up. And so he goes out. He tries to call her. She doesn't answer. He leaves a voicemail. He walks away from the phone booth, and this is why the movie couldn't work today. Phone booth plays a significant role in the movie. Another call comes in at the phone booth. He goes and answers, and it is not her. It is this guy named Chip, who is freaking out and thinks that he has called his father, and is talking to his father and says, it's happening right now. There's going to be a strike. They're going to strike the U.S. in 70 minutes. We're striking first. We don't even know who it is. But seems to indicate that nuclear war is on the way. And so Anthony Edwards' character, Harry is his name, is like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. What's going on? And the guy's like, oh, shit, I had the wrong area code. Like, please call my dad. Let him know I'm sorry for this event in my life. And then we hear what are seemingly gunshots. Somebody else picks up the phone and says, forget everything you just heard and go back to bed. Click. So Harry is kind of like, what the fuck? That was weird. Is somebody just like pulling a prank, or is this like actually happening? And he goes into the diner and is like, y'all, to all the patrons there, all the people working there, they're like, I just had this weird phone call. What is going on? And there is like a business person there who like apparently knows some people in Washington, D.C., and calls and is like, what's going on? And it turns out that they are going to somewhere deep in the southern hemisphere. and she confirms the launch codes that Chip mentioned in the phone call and is like, okay, guys, like, I think this is real. We're going to round up everybody. We're going to go. I'm going to get a helicopter to pick us up at the top of the Mutual Benefit Life building, huge building in the area. And they're going to take us to these private jets and they're going to fly us to Antarctica where we might, potentially survive this. And so from there, a lot of the film is Harry trying to find Mare Winningham's character. Her name is Julie in the movie because he thinks this is the woman he loves. He does not want to go through this without her. He wants to save her and himself. And so he has to go find her, make it back to the Mutual Life Benefit building, get to the top. Hopefully the chopper's still there, fly, and maybe make it to Antarctica. Before all this happens in a span of 70 minutes. As he goes along, he meets different people who both help and hinder him. There's a lot of crazy shit that happens along the way. But all throughout, like, it's never really confirmed for a long time whether this is something that's actually happening or not. And so the rumor does spread. People in LA start freaking out. There are riots and panicking in the streets.
When
People are
isn't there
crashing into
rioting
each
and
other?
when isn't there rioting and panicking in LA streets?
Fair enough. You should probably be used to it. But everybody's freaking out, but nobody actually knows for sure if this is going to happen. And it's not confirmed until the very end of the movie, which we can get into kind of how that ends. But he does find her. They, try to take on this together. They have to find a helicopter pilot. There's a lot of like tonally, this movie is very depressing, but also like has a lot of humor at times. Like he finds a helicopter pilot who just happens to be a guy who is lifting in a gym. And he's like, yeah, I can fly a helicopter. Bodybuilder. It's just like random stuff like that I find very funny. But the movie is really intense. It's really short. It's like almost basically in real time. And like once things really get going. And I really adored this movie. I think it's, again, very depressing, but also funny and a lot of fun, extremely thrilling. It is just constantly moving the entire time. And it doesn't really hold back in the chaotic shit that happens. Like there's a part in this movie where he gets caught up and, long story short, a gas station blows up. And that's before things even get really crazy. But yeah, I think that I really like the way it tackles this idea of you find out that the world might be ending on the day that you have fallen in love. And there's something kind of like weirdly hopeful about the movie, that the love that he feels is like what drives him and to finding her and getting to where he needs to be. And although the movie ends on a terrifying note, like I found the last shot and sound of this movie really chilling. But at the same time, the characters kind of accept their fate together. And they say, they have this really nice dialogue where he says, either, someday they might find us here in these tar pits and, we'll be together, or it may be a direct hit and we'll turn into diamonds. And again, still very sad, but that idea that they are together, they're accepting their fate together, I found kind of charming as well. So this is a really cool discovery for me. Hopefully it was for you two as well. Feel free. Thoughts?
I liked it. I think I liked it a little bit more than your second pick. And I think it's because of the chaos that I felt with it. Like, this is for a movie about the nuclear holocaust and the impending doom of what's to come. It's like I want a movie to feel panicky. Because nobody's gonna be calm. Um, yeah, and then I think I texted both of you that this is very After Hours, like the Scorsese movie. Adjacent. It's like it's brother, cousin, whatever. Like you could watch those back to back and it's the same exact thing happening. But I did like the fact that through the whole movie, I was just sitting asking Toby, is this actually going to happen? Is there actually something happening? Or is it because like this is not the time of cell phones and social media that words spread, but we're not exactly sure what's happening? Like, even the news station, like, the first news station you see, it's like, there's unconfirmed reports of blah, 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 things coming. I mean, all that. Like, I really liked the suspense of it, of is something going to happen in the end? And then in the end, things start picking up and shit happens, and it's like, okay, well, there we go. So, but yeah, I just like that intensity of it without being too like, "Brr." Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember how I learned about this movie. Probably a podcast somewhere along the line, or maybe some on Letterboxd. But it's been on my watch list for a while. And so when you mentioned it, I was like, oh, well, finally get this off the watch list then. And yeah, I really quite enjoyed it. I think, yeah, the humor of it did surprise me, considering subject matter, but I think it pairs really well with everything. Like, the emotions heighten and then they like cool down, and then there's like other kinds of there's like very sweet moments and there's very heightened moments, and then yeah, I it's a very crazy balancing act, honestly, because there's other movies of this ilk I can like vaguely think of that like do not have an impact like this. It's kind of just like, oh, you tried to do too much and then you don't have a movie. But this has a very strong core to it, and I think that's what makes it so like what's his name? Like, he's a very strong protagonist. Like,
Mhm.
you do want him to you do root for him because it's like everything seems to be circumstantial for this poor guy. Like, at no point do you think, "Oh, this is your fault." Like, he's doing his best,
Yeah.
giving everything he's gone through. Um, did you know they got married in real life, but, like,
Yes. Crazy.
way later? Like, they
Like
got
only
married
2021.
like 5 years ago.
yeah, like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. I
I
love
love
that,
that so much.
though.
Like they married other people, they went their ways, and I think they've been in various TV shows probably together. I know Anthony Edwards is like ER, and
Sure.
everybody was on
Mhm.
ER. And I hear the sirens coming for Zay. I knew
Yep.
it.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that's one of the things that stuck out to me is I think that Anthony Edwards and Mare Winningham are like it's really great casting
Mhm.
because neither one I mean, this was a pretty low budget movie. I mean, it was like 3.7 million. I don't know in today's terms, but like the financing did not come from a studio. And neither one are movie stars. And
Right.
like none of them have the movie star look. And I think the film is much better for that because Anthony Edwards is kind of like this lanky guy who comes off a bit like he's got the glasses. Seems a bit goofy at times, but I think it really works because of that. It wouldn't work as well if we were watching George Clooney go through this.
Sure. That's the yeah, because they're like, these are regular people. You don't think of them as like, "Oh, this is movie star playing everyday guy who's gonna figure it out." Because I think that also helps because 'cause you're like, "Oh, I don't recognize this man. I don't recognize him as a hero, therefore, I'm like, I don't know if he's gonna make it through." And I think that also helps with the balancing act of, again, what Christian says, "Is this actually happening?" Like, it's almost like too, like, is this like a Orson Welles' War of the Worlds situation? Like, did someone just, like, call in, make it sound really realistic, and then purposely make a guy just go crazy?
Well, because the guy that he listens to on the phone and stuff, to me it sounds like a teenager. So it's like,
Sure.
could this just be a
Yeah.
teenager playing a
And his
prank
name
or
is Chip.
whatnot?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, what in the Golden Girls? That was Blanche's waiter's name when her
Mhm.
date spoke all in French. And confused, I'll wait a Chip.
Um, yeah, funny enough, I saw the director's other movie, his other feature. He's only done 2 features. It was Cherry 2000 with Melanie Griffith. Not as good. Not as not as well balanced. That was
That's fair.
before Miracle Mile. That was his first movie. Okay, so he learned everything on Cherry 2000, perfected it on Miracle Mile.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really like this. I yeah, I think having all like the sincerity and emotions in there, I really liked. Even like I love quirkiness, but I don't want be quirkiness for like just quirky sake. Just like someone's like, well, this is weird. Let's put this in the movie, or I don't know. But like I think the scene with uh the woman, what's the woman's character's name?
Julie.
Julie. When Julie's grandparents, like, reunite, when they find
Yeah.
out, and it's just like, "Oh, that's beautiful." And then they fight, and they're like, "Oh, I miss this." And I'm like,
And they're like, we're going to go to her favorite restaurant and get
Mhm.
our favorite meal. And it's like, that's the other thing too, is like, they seem to believe what he's saying.
Mhm.
And they're just like, okay, we're just going to accept it. Like, we've reconnected and we're just going
I
to,
mean, they've been around long enough. They were like, yeah, it's about time.
yeah.
Plus, it's the 80s. I mean, they're probably expecting it at this point.
Yeah, they've lived, 2 decades of the Cold War at that point?
And the 80s is like the height of it, too, because of
Yeah.
Reagan.
I think the quirkiness is like almost necessary in a sense,
Sure.
because I think like Jarnatt has this awareness like that this narrative he's concocted is not like super realistic, you know, like it. Christian, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, you're going to start a movie about how nuclear war happens. This is probably not what most people are going to come up with as like a realistic scenario of how it goes down. So I think there's like obviously a realization of that, and it leans into it, and it makes things super out there and chaotic, and that's why it works.
To pause really quick, in movie news, Sabrina Carpenter is wearing her dress, and it has film strips of 1954's Sabrina on it.
Mm.
I love that.
You get it?
Couture.
That is cool. One other thing I had on this one, like I said, not a super high budget, and in some ways, I think like you can tell the narrative actually works for it because it's literally set in this one neighborhood and it doesn't really leave. But I also think it's like really stunningly shot and really colorful. And I like that too. It kind of
For
goes
a
along
movie
with the idea of like,
taking place mostly at night, too.
Mhm.
yeah. And about what should be and is a really depressing topic. It makes it more watchable, I think. Christian, you mentioned the After Hours connection. I read that Ebert gave this film 3 stars and also compared it to After Hours. So,
I mean, it feels so much like it.
It really does.
yeah. Really like this one. Thought it was a lot of fun. Hits on a lot of different emotions. Also, the music was Tangerine Dream. I really
That'll
like
do it.
some of their scores. So, yeah. Really good stuff.
You can find this on Tubi. You can find this on Canopy. I'm surprised that I have it added to my watch list because I don't remember when I've ever heard of this. But it was probably during my summer phase of like nuclear holocaust movies.
It was probably one of many that you added to your list at
Yeah.
once. Any final thoughts on Miracle Mile?
Well, that was LA. Time to go up and talk about our friends to the north.
That's what I needed. Like, I found Miracle Mile and I was like, you know what? I need the Canadian perspective. And that's how I know.
Right, because if you think about it, it's always about the United States
I
and what we're
mean-
going through.
This is true.
Like, you know, and about what we're going through. And like, we're sorry about it all. But we got some heated rivalry right now.
Oh my God.
But I ordered some poutine.
Justin Trudeau, Katy Perry.
Like I said, when I settled on Miracle Mile, my idea was, okay, people reacting to like learning that the end of the world is nigh. And I kind of did some
The fact that you
searching
just
for
said the word nigh. Okay.
the end is nigh. What's that from? I mean, I know it's used a lot, but I feel like,
It's nigh. It's a video game.
no, that's definitely not it.
Movie quote. Sherlock Holmes?
Okay, maybe
This is the
it's
end?
just a weird thing.
I remember the tide is high. Tide is high, but I'm holding on.
I'm gonna be your number one. I'm not the kind of girl who gives up just like that. Oh no. The
So
fact
we're all
that
gonna
we're
go
on
watch
like a
the Lizzie
slight
McGuire movie.
the fact that we're all on like a slight 1 second delay. So there were that was a 3-part harmony
Harmonizing. Yeah.
of that song. That is a Disney movie. So now the mouse is saying, "Oh, they're gonna see my lawyer."
No, we're good. It's a cover.
Yeah.
Oh,
this
that's
is
true. That's true. Never mind. I don't know where it's from.
We good. We can take on them if they sue us, right? All right. So last night, decided on Miracle Mile, just did a Google search of like movies similar to this and stumbled upon this one. And I kind of
And
read a little bit
really,
what it was about.
really, you had to go with what hasn't Christian seen of the nuclear holocaust genre?
That too. Because we'll talk about other movies, but like the first place my mind went was not necessarily nuclear. It was Melancholia. Because that's like, but like we've discussed that on a podcast. We've all seen it. So
One of my
that wasn't an
favorites.
option. Yeah, love that movie. Yeah, stumbled upon this. Like I said, we talked about this last episode when I introduced them, but saw Sandra Oh is in it, Sarah Polley, David Cronenberg has a role in it. But I had never heard of it before. And reading up on it, the director, Don McKellar, he made it as part of this French film project called 2000 Seen By. And they basically like commissioned films from 10 different countries that were like perspectives on the end of the millennium. And keep in mind, this is all half-assed Wikipedia research, so whatever. Don McKellar was like, I don't know that the end of millennium is all that significant, so I'm going to focus on the end of the world. And it just so happened that at the time, people were flipping out about Y2K. So it kind of ties into that.
The one from the United States sounds very interesting, by the way.
It did. I was looking at
this
before
series.
this.
It's like Jesus Returns on the Eve of the Millennium. Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, what's it called?
The Book of Life from 1998.
I had never heard of any of the 10 movies mentioned or that were part of it, but that one did sound interesting. So this is a movie about, once again, the end of the world. But whereas Miracle Mile was like, we're finding out now and we're reacting now. In this one, it becomes clear that we've known for like 2 or 3 months that the world is ending on this day at midnight, which happens to be like New Year's Day. And so it is, I mean, they're both small scale films, but this one even more so. It's much more of like a character drama where we are focusing on various different people and what they are doing with their final day on Earth and how they are reacting to the end of the world. I will say, I mentioned this earlier, we are not given any information on why the world is ending. The only thing is like this film takes place from the morning to midnight and it is light outside the entire time. So there's probably some planetary issue or something with the sun going on, something more natural. But we don't know exactly why the world is ending. So it's less so about that as a topic. And like I said, more so about these people. Some of the characters that we have, I think the two like primary leads in the movie are Patrick, who's played by the director Don McKellar, and Sandra, who is played by Sandra Oh. Patrick is kind of a loner. We see him go and spend quote unquote Christmas with his family because they have decided that on their last day, they're going to experience the joy of Christmas as if that is what's going on. Sandra is actually stranded in the city. She goes to buy some wine and other stuff for her and her husband, and her car just gets flipped over. These like rioters come and like mess with it. She can't get home. Bus drivers obviously aren't working. And so she is like stranded in the city and is trying to get home to her husband. There's also Sarah Polley's character. She is Patrick's sister, and her boyfriends go and they like are basically celebrating the end of the world or like embracing it with people out in the streets. David Cronenberg plays Duncan. He is actually working most of the day and like calling people. He works at a gas company and letting them know that we're going to try to keep your gas on as long as we can. He works with Donna. She is also there working throughout the day. Which kind of struck me because there are those people in the world that just like their comfort is working. I can't relate. That would never be me, but I thought that was an interesting inclusion. Let's see. I want to get this guy's name right. Craig. Craig is kind of like one of our last central characters. He is spending his final hours trying different things with sex that he's never done. Weirdly enough, the first one is he wants to have sex with a black woman. And so he calls her up. She comes in. The second one, he wants to have sex with like one of his former teachers, which I found like kind of funny. He actually like asks Patrick to have sex with him at one point because he's never had sex with a man. And then at the end, like he wants to have sex with a virgin, which ends up being Donna from The Office that's shared with David Cronenberg's character. So I don't know. There's not a whole lot of plot details going on here. It's just spending time with these characters and what they do throughout their day. It's not as exciting as Miracle Mile by any means. It is a completely different movie in that regard. But I did like it as a pairing because whereas Miracle Mile was about primarily like the reaction of panic to the end of the world, this takes place much longer in where at least the characters in the movie, it's much more about either acceptance or denial. You know, Patrick's mom in the movie, she's pretty much doing everything that she can to ignore what is going to happen. Whereas Patrick is like, it's going to happen. There's nothing we can do about it. And he wants to spend the day alone. He doesn't really see much point in making a big deal out of it. And so I know y'all weren't as high on this one, especially compared to Miracle Mile. I did not like it as much as Miracle Mile, but I did still really enjoy it. I kind of like this idea of like taking a more toned down approach of, you know, looking at that form of acceptance and not really elevating the drama because these people have had their time to think about it and decide what they want to do. And in some cases, the drama is just like it doesn't go exactly as they planned. But there are some connections that are formed in the film. There is that sense of like there's truly nothing after this. And so I was telling Zay before we got on that like with Miracle Mile, I felt the dread immediately after the end. Whereas with this one, it kind of snuck up on me later. And I was like laying in bed and just like feeling shitty. And like, why am I feeling shitty? Oh, it's because I just watched that movie where like everybody knows they're going to die and like trying to come to terms with that. So I really liked it. It is very low budget, very small scale, but the dialogue and the character interactions really worked for me. So I'll leave it at that.
I agree. I do like the character interactions and the dialogue. It always just feels like it's like I understand this is probably like a whole like it's like the point of it. It's like, well, all these things happen and it's gonna go where? Well, nowhere because it's the end of the world. And I get it. But I'm also like, well, this is still a movie. And at least with like Miracle Mile, it had like a very like it had an ending. And then last night,
Mm-hmm.
okay, very vague, but I guess that's also a joke. Last night, but I guess it does try to have that ending, but I also don't think it like earned that ending as much as Miracle Mile did. Which I guess watching this movie after Miracle Mile really like did not set it up for success in my guess because they didn't make that movie for us to later on be like, well, we're watching these two movies that are very similar. Uh, but yeah, I just didn't understand the. I did not feel the chemistry between Sandra Oh and what's his name's character. Um, I was just like, well, all right, well, the scene where his friend is like, hey, it's not gay if it's the end of the world. And I was like, this is its own movie, kind of. I mean, they kind of just walk away from it. And I'm like, that's the thing. It's like, there's so many ideas and like situations that it just felt like he just like has so, like, in a similar way, just all these ideas. And I don't think it balanced as well as Miracle Mile. Just, it's like trying to balance all these different characters and their relationships and dynamics. And then it just it's not bad, but I'm also just like, I walked away just being like, not very impacted by it all.
That's fair.
I think same with me. Like I don't know, I didn't care for this one as much. I think it's like I don't know. I was expecting a lot more. Like I get that these people have gone through months of knowing that the end is nigh. But like I don't know. Like I said with the Miracle Mile, I like the franticness of it all. While this one, the franticness is only happening at the end of everything. But I did like the scene, which is, I mean, it's intense to say, but spoilers, with Sandra Oh and the guy basically having the guns to each other of like, this is the way she wants to go out instead of facing what's to come. Like, I did like that. I also just wish that it was not focused on so many people. Because when we were told this is the movie, and I was just like, "Oh, Sandra Oh is in this," I thought it was just gonna be about her, and not about just like a variety of different people, which is fine. But at the same time, let me care about them, which I didn't care much about them. Although the kissing your friend scene, it's a good scene. Because I was like, "Wow, you really want to go out with a bang, don't you, buddy?"
But yeah, shit, I lost my train of thought. Continue. Go without me.
Jason Derulo fell down the steps again.
It
He
happened.
showed
That's the sign
up.
it happened. I do get what you mean though, Christian, because like I'm thinking specifically like Sarah Polly and her boyfriend. Like I get the inclusion of those characters as the ones who are like kind of like I use celebrating's not the right word, but like counting down, like kind of
Yeah.
like looking forward to it in a sense. But there's not much to them beyond that. Like maybe more time spent with them or like I don't know. But like I get what you're saying. Like I do feel like Sandra Oh and Don McKellar, like that's they're the leads, but they're like partial leads because the movie does move away from them and focus on other people. And I do
Mhm.
think they are the two most interesting personally.
I found where I was going. That I think even though these movies are only about 10 years apart, they have very different identities in terms of like generational. Like that's where I'm like, Miracle Mile is
Yeah.
very emotional, it's very heightened. That's something you can imagine from like the 80s, even like an indie 80s movie. But the 90s one, it's so 90s, so Gen Xers, so cynical of being
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Well, we're all gonna die anyway. Who cares?" And I'm just like, okay, yeah. And so that's the other, like, obviously, they're two different circumstances. Miracle Mile is they just found out. What the fuck do we do? We have no plan. We don't know what to do. And whatever happens in last night, we don't know, but they've had some
Mhm.
time to know about it. But even then, I don't know. I feel like things would be much more in disarray if, like, there's no solution. But that's just me. That's what I obviously that's not the point of the movie. There, it's more of a like a what if situation. Like, but sure. But that's the thing that I think is my disconnect with it is just like I don't think I would be around people that are just like, well, it's gonna happen either way. Might as well just chill.
That makes sense because I would be
That
that
just
person.
it
I mean, don't get me wrong.
you know what show it reminds me of because there's a significant episode, right? What
No.
show am I watching right now?
I would guess Golden Girls, but I'm not
Oh,
familiar enough
okay.
to.
Zay, do you know the episode?
Is it the one where is it where Rose writes a letter to Ronald Reagan and Gorbachev?
Yes, and she like walks into the house. She looks despondent, and they go, "Rose, what's wrong?" And she said, "I'm concerned about nuclear war," and just walks away. Yeah,
That's a good
That
episode.
it is.
that does make sense because I think that's another thing that was fun, not fun, but like interesting for me watching the movie is I was like thinking like, oh, what would I do in this situation? And I think I would certainly be freaking out as we got closer, but I would also be like chilling at home, hopefully surrounded by family and like kind of like, what else can I do? I'm just gonna sit here and take it. Um, and I do think that I don't know. It's possible that like we're only seeing a segment of Toronto, and there may be other places in the city where there is more disarray, but McKellar has chosen not to focus on that.
Interesting. I did not know this guy's name. and then realizing how prolific he is. Did you look into
Is
his
he?
work? Yeah.
I
He
didn't.
he co-wrote No Other Choice.
Oh.
Like this? No, what?
Yeah. And he wrote a movie I really like called Dance Me Outside from 1994.
No other
It's like
choice.
a coming of age movie in a reservation. But yeah, he's done and co-wrote 32 short films about Glenn Gould.
Yeah, it says that originally No Other Choice was set to be an English language picture with Don McKellar co-writing the script alongside, uh, what's his name? Park Chan-wook.
Mm.
Huh.
Huh.
Yeah, he's got some interesting like partnerships. Like obviously Cronenberg, what we see here, but like he also wrote part of Park Chan-wook's TV series The Sympathizer. So, I mean, it appears that they like to work together.
And he's an actor? Did you say that?
I did not, but yeah. That's what
Yeah, he's
Brett
an
with
actor.
he's been in a couple Cronenberg movies.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the lead of this movie as well.
I did see that. So this movie, at the time, the Canadian like version of the Oscars basically were called the Genie Awards, and
Okay, that
this
sounds fake.
it totally does. They've changed their name since then, which is probably a good idea. But at the time, like this was nominated for like 10 of them, won 3, Sandra Oh won, and then the guy who played Craig won. But the movie that actually won Best Film that year was another one that McKellar wrote called The Red Violin, I believe.
Oh.
Oh, I know The Red Violin
So,
because it won an Oscar,
I didn't
I
see that.
believe. Let me see.
I wasn't familiar with it.
Original score. There you go.
Hmm,
I know my Oscar history.
this is true. Yeah, it's interesting. It is, like you said, a very different tone from and style from Miracle Mile, but kind of that same idea. Different reactions to the world ending and what it looks like. Did y'all like that we don't know why?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I also was just like, they were like, when the lady is like running and telling her the things, and she's just like, 1 hour left. And I'm like, what do you mean 1 hour left? It is 11 p.m. and it's bright as fuck.
Okay. Okay. I thought that I was imagining something about that. Like, I did not realize that, yes, it's bright outside at 11 o'clock at night. And this is Canada. It's not like, and it's not even like it's northern
Right.
Canada or anything where it's sunlight all the time. But like, I like that we don't know what it is, that it could be anything.
That's why it was like, I thought it was a Y2K thing. But then,
Mhm.
like, once it's like still like bright and sunny out, and I'm like, okay, so then it is something a little different
Yeah.
from Y2K.
Yeah.
Because if it's
Maybe.
Y2K, it's like, you guys are going to die immediately. But
I don't know how they came up with like this will happen exactly at midnight, but I don't know.
Sure.
I don't care that much. So
Nice pick, Brett.
hey, thanks.
That feels
Yeah.
like our first mediocre, not mediocre, but like where we were all just pretty much about it.
I mean, I
I
like
mean-
this one. This is a 4-star movie for me.
Oh,
But-
dang, never mind. My bad. Shit.
I liked it quite a bit. But I did not like it as much as Miracle Mile, which is like a 4.5-star movie. So I really liked Miracle Mile a lot.
Well, I'm glad I'm
These-
still the only person to bring 2 movies at the same time we all agreed sucked.
Which were what?
Music
Oh, yeah.
and the Weekend movie.
I like to erase that
I'm
from my
jealous.
mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm jealous you've already forgot about them.
Well, now I don't. Damn it. My memories.
All right. Well, films that are similar also could fit the bill. We talked about After Hours. That one was pretty clear for
Underrated
Miracle Mile.
Scorsese at that.
Oh yeah. It's so good. I need to watch it again.
Criteria.
I mentioned Melancholia. This is true. So another one that I considered, actually the first one I thought of with Miracle Mile was Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, which is a movie I have not seen, but I'm pretty sure at least one of you had already seen it.
I've
So
seen it.
that's why I
and
didn't pick it.
I've weirdly seen it like 3 or 4 times. I always watch it going in like, this is the time it's going to be great. And it's like, it never happens.
I just for some reason think that that's one of your favorites, but never mind.
No, there's like, it's one of those things where it's like, it feels like studio notes, where there's like, this is Steve Carell, it needs to be a comedy. And they just like shoehorn like comedic things. And like, all of the comedy is really bad in that movie. But like, all of the drama is really good.
Yeah. Those are the ones I had. And like I said, I was kind of more so focused on that, like reacting to the end of the world thing. So I didn't go much into anything else. Christian, I see that you've put a lot here. You are our nuclear war expert. Do you want me to read these off?
Yes, and I'll comment.
Okay. Dr. Strangelove.
I mean, obviously.
Classic. Failsafe from the same year.
I mean,
Deserves more love.
obviously. That
It's
movie's
so good.
You want to talk about an intense movie? Failsafe is an intense movie, especially given the time period, because we're just
That movie
coming
is
off.
sweaty.
We're coming off the Cuban Missile Crisis. Like we were ready. We were ready for it to end.
It's intense. Velociraptor.
Nice try. I wrote this one, Brett. Trying to give
Okay.
Christian all the credit.
In my
My
defense,
bad.
I thought this said the Velocipaster.
Even so. No, this is like an indie movie I came across a long time ago. It's just like a gay indie where this guy has like a huge crush on his friend, but the friend is straight, but he's like, are you sure? And the world is literally ending. He's like, come on, the world is ending. Let's just try it. And that's what that one scene from last night.
Yep. I can see the connection there. The Nice House on the Lake / The Nice House by the Sea.
It's not a movie, so I cheated. But it's a comic book series about the end of the world, and then like all of these people were like gathered together to be like, you're the last people alive. Figure it out. It's really trippy, but I love it. I love reading it.
Nice. Nuclear War, a Scenario.
It's not a movie, so I cheated a little bit. But it was my favorite book from last year, which got me into the whole nuclear holocaust thing. And it's written by somebody, a human being at that.
That's good.
Annie Jacobson.
AI.
There we go. Annie Jacobson wrote it. And yeah, no, it is basically like a minute by minute of what happens when it happens. And it's terrifying. And I stayed up late night reading it, and I shouldn't have. But I absolutely loved it. Like,
I do want to read that someday. It sounds
so good.
really interesting. Next up is Life as We Knew It.
Literally half an hour before we started recording, this just popped in my head. It was a book series I loved in high school about the moon came a little too close to the earth, and then suddenly the world is ending. There's like 4 of them. I just like read through them. My mom didn't like that I liked them. She was like, that's not how it's going to happen. Jesus is going to come down. He's going to take us all up there.
Oh, I know this book series. I didn't realize that this was like multiple books.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have Snafu Season 1 podcast.
Yeah, it's not a movie, so I cheated it just a little bit.
I'm going to reach through the computer screen and kill you.
Boxing in my blood. Okay. No, so Snafu is like Ed Helms' podcast, and I only listened to the first season of it, but it's about the time in like 1983 when we were pretty much we were ready to send them up because Russia was like, what is that? Is that the United States attacking us? It's a really great podcast. Like, the names are confusing because most of them are Russian, but it's like, it could have ended for all of us. Again, nuclear summer 2025.
Oh, God. Next up is The End.
This is the Joshua Oppenheimer musical with Tilda Swinton and Michael Shannon.
Was that any good? Did that even come out?
Okay, a lot of people did not like it. I loved it. So
Okay. I didn't see it. I just remember like that had a really cool poster when it was first announced,
Mhm.
and I was
A
intrigued. But
musical.
then, yeah, I didn't
You
hear
didn't
much
like
about it.
Wicked, did you?
Mm, if only Wicked had Tilda Swinton in it.
And even if it did, you would not have cared.
All right. Well, next up, I have to say before the title, Zay, I'm sorry if you don't like this movie. This is a pretty strong contender for me to pick for this podcast
This
someday.
movie rocks.
I
It's
was the
so
one that
funny.
I was the one that wrote it down.
Okay,
Oh,
so
was it
this is
real?
the end.
God.
I only watched it the one time and I liked it the one time.
Are
But
you compelled, Jay?
yeah.
It's not that compelling.
Bang, bang, you're dead.
You don't have enough bullets, bitch. God, that movie
This is
so
scary.
funny.
This is scary. We know a lot about this movie.
It is so funny. I'm gonna pick one of these days, and we're just gonna quote it for like most of the podcast.
I have a story about how I saw this movie for the first time. So I wanted to see this movie with my friends because I was like, look, it has these people in it. Like, look at this cast list. This cast list is stacked. But my friends wanted to go see The Intern with Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. And they're like, but this looks so funny. And I'm like, but look at this movie. And I begged and begged, and we did end up seeing This Is the End, thankfully. But like, it took some convincing. And in the end of it, I was like, well, how was it? Like, they heard me laughing and stuff. And they're like, it was fine. I wish we would have seen The Internship.
Oh my god.
So, Mary Gion, I know you ain't listening right now, but we made a good choice.
So I have seen 318 movies at the theater here in Lawrence. This was number 2. I remember watching it like when I came for orientation. Number 1 was Christian's favorite movie, Oz the Great and Powerful.
That's crazy.
What up?
What's next? The Happening.
Love The Happening.
Oh my God.
Listen,
No.
I've never seen it.
We would hail it as a classic to this day if it wasn't for fucking Marky Mark and Big Eyes herself ruining the vibe of the movie. They did not understand what they were doing. Everyone else absolutely knew. The guy talking about hot dogs, great. I love The Happening.
Next up, we have The Atomic Cafe.
It's a good documentary. It's about like the advertisements and warnings of like what to do in case of nuclear fallout from like the 50s. So like duck and cover, but then it's like everything else too with that. And it's literally just that, just footage like that.
Nice. Next up is Ladybug.
So good.
I was gonna say you've seen this because of me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like on TCM. It hasn't been on in years, but it's about nuclear war, but with children and school teachers and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's pretty easy to find though. I think I found it somewhere.
But William Daniels, aka Mr. Feeney, is in it.
Oh, love that. Next, one that I've wanted to watch for years and just haven't, When the Wind Blows.
So, oof.
Girl.
Because it's got that Raymond Briggs like art style to it, and you're like, oh, this is cute. It's like the snowman. And then you get within 20 minutes of the movie, and you're like, oh my God. Oh my God.
It's so good. It's so sad too.
Yeah.
Animated movie, not for kids, like, unless you want kids to
You
know.
really want to fuck them up.
Right. Super easy to find, though. Yeah.
Someone put the first third of Life of Chuck, which is a great call.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that fits so well.
Pass.
I actually enjoyed that movie.
Sure thing, buddy. Okay, buddy.
Next up is Threads.
Oof. That's all I have to say.
I've never seen it.
I saw it's getting a 4K release.
It's like the bleakest thing I've ever seen. To the point, I watched it because a friend talked about it, how him and his girlfriend will just watch movies and like, they're more for the horror genre and Threads gets put under the horror genre. And she started, like, crying halfway through, and he was just like, "Okay, we won't finish." And I was like, "Well, I gotta find it now."
I've
But,
always been very intrigued by it. Next up, we have Y2K.
We were talking about Y2K, so I put Y2K, the movie with like Rachel Zegler, that
I watched it
flopped
for her.
hard. Right. That movie just went nowhere.
It was so bad.
I feel so bad for her. Like, she just, she's coming to Broadway. Tony Award.
That's what she deserves.
Next up is Logan.
I thought it fit.
I can see it. Perfect Sense.
This was a weird one that I watched a while back. It's Ewan McGregor and Eva Green, and it's just like there's a pandemic and people are losing their senses. And it's like, yeah, and they don't know how to cure it, so people are just dealing with having to lose their senses.
Oof. Yikes. Next up is Testament.
Oh.
Recently in Criterion.
Let me tell you about Testament. Okay. If there's ever a film that got me on edge about nuclear war and the fallout of it on ordinary people, it is Testament. Okay. Like I discovered it when I think I discovered it during that. It might have been earlier, but for some reason we watched it. It sounded good. It was amazing. It's sad. The process of everything, in terms of like how the characters go about their day-to-day lives after the bomb. It's not a spoiler. The bomb drops on major city. They're in the countryside, but how they're affected by it all is just like heartbreaking, and it's scary as hell. But yeah, I think after I watched it, I was kicking myself because this is the old podcast that I was like, dang, I wish we would have had that in my knowledge. But Lynn Littman is the director, and she's my personal director for 1983 for this film. Like
wow.
that, yeah. It's incredible. Like, I love it. Sebastian, if you're listening, Testament Criterion 4K, send your brother that. Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have The Day After.
Kansas movie.
Yep. This is like one of those first movies that like it's like Wizard of Oz, Paper Moon, and then shortly after that, it's like, oh, The Day After. There's your Kansas movies.
I don't remember it.
I've never seen it. I just know it's associated with Kansas.
And you call yourself a Lawrenceite?
I know. I have no excuse.
Zay, have you seen it?
No, it's on my watch list.
And you call yourself a Midwesterner?
You know what's crazy? I learned about the movie through VH1's I Love the 80s.
Oh my god.
Next up, movie that came out last year, House of Dynamite.
Good movie.
On your top 10, I believe.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain that nuclear war scenario, the book, is the direct inspiration for this because it plays just like the book reads. So, and not a lot of people liked it because of the ending. Suck it up, Buttercup.
I thought the ending was good. But next up, we have War Games.
I mean, classic of, playing chess with... Really, it's playing chess with AI, which is crazy to think about. Have you ever seen it?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever seen it, Zay?
Mm-mm.
Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm working alone here.
Sorry.
It's literally playing chess with a computer in terms of like, hey, computer, don't send the bomb. Computer, I'll think about it. Like that. Matthew Broderick, Zay's favorite actors in it. Like, it's a good movie. I don't know.
And last but not least, A Short Vision.
Did we watch this for a podcast?
We did. Brett did not.
Okay. That makes sense.
Even though it was for our 1956 episode, and I was like, hey guys, this is a weird one. It's only 6 minutes long. But Brett was like, too long for me. Don't have time for that.
I gotta watch them on sports.
No, but it's like
I I remember y'all talking about this.
It was
Sorry.
Oh
like a
my
public
God.
it was like a public TV it was, like, on public TV, and it's, like, the most horrifying 6 minutes of just, like, animation of just being like, "This is what happens if the nuclear holocaust were to happen."
I feel like I did watch this.
Well, then why didn't
Maybe
you
it was
log it?
after we recorded.
Because he doesn't log short films. He doesn't log short films and miniseries.
I rate them. I just don't put them in my diary.
Okay, well, it still didn't pop up.
Because they
Maybe
have
I
to
just
they have
forgot
to have a film festival circuit or whatever for him to do that.
No.
That's what you told
I
me
just-
for a few musicals.
Well, feature length is, I just don't put short films in my diary in general, typically.
Beyonce's at the Met Gala. I mean, that's pretty much over. That's it. That's the show tonight, folks. Like, Beyonce showed up.
All right.
But speaking of Met Gala, Brett went to go see The Devil Wears Prada 2 on opening weekend. I'm shocked and
That's crazy.
disgusted.
There's just not much. I mean, movies are leaving quickly. Like, The Mummy is already gone.
No, thank God.
That Jason Segel movie with him and
Oh,
Samara Weaving,
yeah.
it was here for one weekend, and now it's
wanted to
gone.
see
I
that.
really wanted to see that.
What's
but-
it, Mama Mary or whatever it's called?
Mother Mary.
I did see that too.
Whatever.
I saw that earlier
But
this week.
like the showtime is at 10 p.m.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
crazy to me that I looked at, like, the box office for the weekend, and they literally dropped half their theaters, and I'm like, "Y'all are gonna wait 2 weeks? Damn."
Yeah, it did the same thing here. I think I caught it like a day or two before it left.
Didn't affect
Anyway,
me. I got
That's
to
the
see
real
it
that's the
early.
real nuclear holocaust.
Christian, I do think that you should still do a double feature on nuclear holocaust at some point and pick
Maybe it's
a
some
few more movies for us to watch
It's gonna be good.
because you are the expert.
Thank you. I'm crying. It's beautiful. Okay. Is it me?
Into you.
Is my camera? Okay. Well, if you look back at the movies that I've picked, nothing but class. Nothing but
Ooh, are we about to get
class.
some ass?
Or maybe movies that are a little ass. Actually, no. One of them does involve some ass. So I thought, okay, we haven't really had from me, like, we've had The Apartment and When Harry Met Sally, but to me, those aren't like laugh out loud, falling on the ground, hysterical laughter. Like, we've had Happy Gilmore and Dodgeball for that. For I guess some of us. But yeah, so I think it's high time that Christian take the class down a bit for himself. I'm sacrificing myself for this. So it was between prison movies and these two. So coming up in June is the return of one of my favorite and Toby favorites movie series franchises, and that's Scary Movie. And Scary Movie 6. But the biggest thing about that is that the Wayans brothers are back involved with it. So they were involved with the first 2, I believe.
That sounds right.
Yeah, the first 2 Scary Movies, which is why they're in it. And then 3, 4, and 5 come along and they're not involved in it at all. They are such different movies, like they feel different. So it's weird too that Toby and I have such vocal stems of the first Scary Movie, mostly with Brenda. I mean, Brett, have you seen Scary Movie, first of all?
Years ago. I couldn't even tell you which ones I've seen.
That's disappointing.
I don't think I've seen all of them, but
Oh my God, just stab me.
I
with
don't
a
think I ever saw
knife.
5.
You don't need to see
I definitely
5.
didn't see 5.
5 is not worth it. But anyway, I wanted to go with parody movie because in honor of Scary Movie. And with our first movie, I'm doing this because this is how Sebastian is going to make his way into this podcast one way or another. He suggested a movie that just so happened to star the Wayans brothers that is a parody of movies, and in particular a parody of movies like Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society. And it's a long title, so buckle up, folks. It's
Oh my
called
God.
it's called Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood.
You know what's wild? I've heard of this.
I
you
have
really?
not.
Yeah.
Again, that title is Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood.
We're definitely going to have to shorten that for the
Oh
episode
my
title.
God.
Oh, thank you. You're getting my Vivica Fox in.
Oh, am I really?
Yep.
You're welcome. How many are you up to right now with her?
Too many.
You don't
Honestly,
even
it's
know.
only 30 as a whole.
So once again, folks, if you're listening, that title is Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. And it's from 1996, so it's celebrating its 30th anniversary. Also, the director of this, I looked, is the same director of a few episodes of Dahmer with Evan Peters and then the Menendez Brothers Netflix series. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Oh,
But anyway, no.
he works with Ryan Murphy a lot because he's also that Watcher series.
Oh, yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right, that's our first one. And again, I kind of found it cool that I wanted to go off of like Scary Movie and the Wayans Brothers, and it's like just so happens that there's that. So again, there you go. Our second one is one that I've seen only clips of, and immediately you'll probably know which clips it is. But I've been wanting to watch this for a long time now, and I saw it on Hulu last night actually, and I was like, "Ugh, I hope these two don't see it." But it is celebrating its 25th anniversary. We get to watch Not Another Teen Movie.
Oh, very
I
nice.
like the fact you're typing this up, like you don't know what this movie is.
Oh, no, I've heard of it,
Okay.
obviously, but
It's with like
Yeah.
Chris Evans.
I've seen portions of this, but definitely not like the entirety. Because I think my
I know
dad
what
watched
portions.
this.
I know what portions you've seen, you
No,
sicko.
okay, I know that one too, but I meant specifically, I think my dad watched this, and I was like, I don't want to watch this, so I went out of the room.
So we get to watch some serious, classy films.
love it.
This is the one time I'm doing this. We're going back to Academy Award-winning dramas.
I mean, they're still higher rated than some of the films, so
That's crazy. Look, I'm just happy I didn't pick like epic movie or date movie. Or
I
just
was kind of scared you were
disaster.
going to.
We were talking about that while you were on the phone.
Literally, when you said don't watch any spoof movies, and I was like, Christian, I've seen Meet the Spartans.
Again, prison movies, war movies, which is coming, parody movies.
All right. Sounds fun.
There you go. Nothing but class here at the Midwestern Film Critics Double Circle Feature Awards, or whatever they're called.
Yeah, close enough.
All right.
That's it. This has been an eventful episode.
It has.
Christian had 2 interruptions. Zay's Wi-Fi stayed put, and their lights
That is
stayed
crazy.
on.
This is
Brett's
true.
dog didn't bark.
She didn't.
This could be our highest rated episode. We had a cameo by Trump. Like, we had everything.
Well, if you are listening, rate, review, subscribe. Give us a rating.
And if you don't know how to rate, review, subscribe,
Reach out to Christian.
no, reach out to Sebastian.
All right.
That's it.
Tune in next time.
If there is
Bye.
next time.
If there isn't, bye.